take the
there,
art
there are
example
certain intuitive truths
and think about
that
rationality.
conform to what is self-evident.
So the rebirth of a human being after they've died, that's rational.
They put every animal on one ship.
Well,
Two of every animal.
there's nothing irrational about it. Certainly, if God is supreme being, and if it's God who put the physical laws, the laws of physics, and so on in effect,
That's
it's
blind
not
faith.
unreasonable to believe that God could supersede a physical law.
That's blind faith. Someone having
But that is what
supernatural.
faith is.
Faith,
is blind.
saving
That's what I'm
Christian
saying.
faith is not blind. Faith is based upon knowledge, evidence, and reason. That's why
So-
Peter
It's
said,
religion.
come, or Isaiah said, come, let us reason together.
So people of
See,
other
you've got
religions.
faith confused with credulity. Credulity is believing something without evidence, without knowledge, without reason. But most of you have not really. I find most college students don't even know what the basic doctrines of Christianity are, let alone whether they're true or not. For instance, when I was on campus last week, someone asked, Brother Jed, prove to me the Bible is true. I said, how much of the Bible have you read? And they admitted very little. And I said, well, let's first of all find out what the Bible teaches. Then put it to the test of reason, put it to the test of your experiences in life, compare it to other books that claim to be authority on any subject. Most of what we know by citing authority. So we haven't done the actual scientific experiments ourselves. We put, a certain amount of faith, hopefully not a blind faith, because there are dishonest scientists out there.
So people of other faith don't have those characteristics. You saying
They
it's-
may, but they don't.
Well, of other religions, see, any philosophy or religion has to answer four fundamental questions in a reasonable, coherent, believable way. The first question, great philosophical question we all wonder about, we all ask, what is the origin of life? What is the origin of faith? That's something we all universally want to know. Well, the Bible gives a very simple answer. In the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. It all starts with God.
Where's the evidence?
And, okay, where is the evidence that the clock here had a maker? Clocks,
Name of the maker.
clocks
of the clock.
require a clock maker.
There's a name. It says it right
Where's,
there.
well, it could be a forgery. Yeah, you can put a name on anything.
That's weak.
How do we know
That's weak.
these buildings had a builder? How do we know the garden here had a gardener? Walk around campus, you'll see statues of famous, maybe past presidents of the university and so on. A statue requires a sculptor. Now you can look at this statue, it has eyes but does not see. The nose cannot smell. The ears cannot hear. On the other hand, I look at your eyes, see. Your ears hear. Your legs locomote. So if that statue needs a sculptor or maker, how much more does man, who is so much more intricate and complex than a statue? So it's self-evident. God must exist, is what I'm arguing. God is the necessary truth. This is necessary. It's being ridiculous when some say, prove to me these buildings around here had a builder. Well, it's self-evident. You can walk in one of the art galleries. Go in the Union. I like the picture. What's it all about? We all know life has meaning.
It's just not a good message.
We all know life has
I don't know
meaning.
the question. Yeah.
He doesn't really believe that. That's just nonsense.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's a storybook.
to say 42. Utter nonsense.
Great book. Everyone.
And so, you know what? Amongst the first words little children learn is a little 3-letter word. You know what it is? Why? You got any little nieces or nephews?
Yeah.
Why, uncle? Why, auntie? And you know, at 2 years old, children can ask some pretty difficult questions. My granddaughter at 2 years old asked me, why not? I thought that was pretty profound. See, we intuitively know there's a reason. There's a purpose for things. Little children universally understand that. So what is the purpose and reason for life? Well, Christianity tells us. It's to glorify God and to enjoy Him forever. That's the purpose. That's the meaning.
Who's the biggest?
Yeah. Yeah.
But most of you have been alive for 20. Any religion or philosophy has to answer is the moral question.
Excuse me.
You know, determining right and wrong. We all have a universal sense of right, and we have a universal sense of wrong. How do we account for that? You know, we've all said we might have, you know, disagreements on what's right and what's wrong, but we all agree some things are right and some things are wrong. That's universal. How do we account for that? Which makes more sense ultimately? A universe in which the ultimate reality is a moral being, or a universe in which moral beings are a late and insignificant byproduct of impersonal forces. And of course, that's what evolutionists say. Moral beings are a late and insignificant byproduct of impersonal forces. That doesn't make sense. See, the personal comes from the personal, not the impersonal. Something doesn't come from nothing. We start with God. In the beginning, God. Now, the fourth question, any religion, any philosophy has to give an intelligent answer to is, what do you think it would be? We start with origin. So it would be the last profound question we all wonder about. Death. We all know we're going to die. What happens after death, if anything? And you know, you go to a funeral, but you probably all had, maybe your grandparents died by now, most of you, or great-grandparents, or maybe a friend killed an automobile wreck or got leukemia or something like that. Most of you, you know, go to the funeral and you say, well, Grandpa or our friend's in a better place or no longer suffering. Or at least that's the hope. That's the general hope. And you try to comfort one another, give hope. Because otherwise, death seems to make it all meaningless, doesn't it? What's it all about? When you lose someone very close to you, or a marriage breaks up, or you lose a job, or whatever. You wonder about these profound questions of life. But the Bible promises us life beyond the grave for those who believe. So great, he says, Paul said, eye has not seen, ear has not heard, neither has it entered into the minds of men the wonderful things God has prepared for us. What do other religions say happen after death? Eastern religions, what is they talk about? One day we'll get right with God, but you never know. We're all but a step away from death. Just one wrong step, and we can be dead. Death is constantly stalking us all. And my life has been threatened many times on campus. I had a group of Muslims try to murder me from Somalia at University. Strangle me with my own tie, no less. And it was Somalia women doing it too. And so my point is, what makes Christianity better? True, because we have rational, coherent, believable answers to the great questions of life that other religions do not have.